anything like it. So appreciate all your comments. Of course, anything like this, anything that you do new will always attract three kinds of attention. One, a great response. People are really pleased about what you're doing. Then you get the indifferent people. Then, of course, you get the odd negatives. But you know what? I stand by a simple statement. If you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks, you will never, ever get to your destination. So, who the hell let the dogs out? Because boy, did some of them bark. But you know what? I haven't got time for that. I am not in this game to tear other people's buildings down. I am simply here to build the biggest building in town, and that's exactly what I intend to do. Because why wouldn't I? With the response that we've had from you, from people out there, why wouldn't you pursue that dream? Why would you ever quit on something that is so incredible based on such an overwhelming response? It would be insane not to continue. I don't care about what anybody says. I'm not one to look back. I will look back in a moment because I'm going to show you something. But I'm not one to look backwards. I was never one to quit. You saw the response. You've seen what people have said. We are drowning the negatives. No one cares about your opinions. All we care about are the people that are going to join us on this journey. And as I said to you the other day, this really is a ground floor opportunity, as much as it hurts to say that statement, because I hear it every other day from every other person. But this one really is ground floor because it's new. Probably the first UK-based, UK-owned, brand new network marketing organization to open here in our country for as far back as I can remember. And I've got a hell of a memory, and I'm really old, so I remember quite a lot. There just hasn't been one. We are new, we are fresh, and we're going to do this. So, that's my game. That's what I'm here for, and that's what many of you are saying you're going to join us on that journey. So we have to continue to respect others. You know, I'm not going to be negative about anybody, no matter what they say. It's never going to happen. And for those that are ever negative to you about anything you do, not just about VivaMK, about anything, you've always got to ask yourself one question. Why do they feel the need to be negative? Why do they have to say those things? And what are they saying them for? And that's all you have to ask yourself. Why do they need to do that? I have never had to be derogatory to anybody's business ever. Respect what everybody does. Build the tallest building, but never ever tear down somebody else's building just because that way yours will look bigger. It will never ever work out for you. So today I'm actually at the manufacturing plant where we'll be manufacturing many of the products that you will see. Now, I remember months ago a guy in our business called Satwinder Sagu. Do you remember him? I remember him. Boom, boom, and all that stuff. I can't do it as good as he does, but I remember him saying, hey, MK, why don't you get into a situation where you can manufacture the products? That way, there'll always be a supply. At that time, I thought, he's absolutely bonkers. And here I am today in the factory where we will be manufacturing many of your core products. Now, what does that actually mean? Let me give you some real facts. In a minute, I'll show you the warehouse where the manufacturing happens. Remember, not just clients for a supplier, but manufacture. We're on 7 acres of land here, so plenty of room to expand and help fulfill some of your dreams. We've just purchased enough particles, or whatever they call it, I don't know the technicality, to actually create 1 million bottles. 1 million bottles that at some point will be in your customers' households. So essentially, what that means is the supply is going to be there. There is nothing worse, and we've all been there. There's no point going back over history, but there's nothing worse than having a demand and not being able to supply it. So ultimately, that catalog, which will be the core base products, will always consist of at least 200 household, outdoor, garden, and the all-important pet products. And they will almost always be in stock. So we will give your customers exactly what they want, when they want it, and most importantly, in the quantities they deserve to have it. And that's the beauty of being somewhere like this. Now I'll try and switch this around so you can see where some of the production happens, and you can see some of the bottles piling up there. In fact, mostly getting ready for us. This is the manufacturing plant where the products will actually be manufactured. So we need to give your customers what they want. The business officially goes live at Christmas, like I told you, officially goes live at Christmas for a Christmas catalogue. But what we were going to do is, after registration opens the 25th of June, in July, give you a teaser taster catalogue. Why? Because you need to make money, you need to get the customers back on board, you need to show them that we can supply demand, and to introduce them to a wider range of products than we have had before, because your customers love you, they love the products, but I tell you something, they don't love anything more than a demand that can be supplied. And on that front, let me just show you some of the products that we have. Some of the designs may look similar, but we have to give your customers what they actually deserve. Now, these products are actually manufactured here. So essentially, dare I say it, and will you hang me for my words, that we shouldn't really ever be out of stock. How can we be? Purchased enough plastic particles to make 1 million of these bottles. So I'm not sure about that face on there, but if you have a look at that, that's essentially what your labeling is going to look like. And giving your customers exactly what they want, when they want it, in the quantities they want it. But it's not just that. We've redesigned some of the products. Take a look at this. See, just a redesign of a product, but great products that theoretically, and I truly believe, because we're here at the factory, that we will have a consistent supply of. So this is interesting. Look at these. Again, just amazing colors. My ability to demonstrate products, I think you've witnessed it many times before. It's absolutely appalling, so please bear with me. So as you can see, some great colors and products, and of course our new logo, and of course return of many favorites, such as that one, which might be very, very useful. So some of the BS I see out there. I know I shouldn't say things like that, but you know me, I can't help it sometimes. So the business opens for business on the 25th of June when we register you. And on that day, anybody who registers in the first 24 hours, so from midday, the 25th of June, to 11:59 on the day after, will officially become a pioneer of the business. What that basically means, alongside the fact that it's a ground floor opportunity, you will be the people that actually are the first people to ever come on board and help build a ground floor opportunity, and a real one, not a pretend one, a real ground floor opportunity. Now, as a pioneer of the business, it means exactly that. You're in it from the beginning. It will carry benefits to be a pioneer. You'll always have that elite status, and very soon we'll explain what that elite status will mean, but it will be a high level of recognition, and it will have its own benefits. So be a pioneer. If you're interested in coming on board, be a pioneer and come on board. I am not ever going to tell you this is the most fantastic opportunity in the world. I'll leave that for everybody else. That's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is to give you the potential of a great opportunity, that if you join it, if you want to, and you want to come on board and you want to give customers some of the favorite products they've had, and a forthcoming wider range, of course. Remember, I said we're starting small. We have to start small, and then we'll grow from that. The Q&A that I've promised you will be live on the website at 6:30 p.m. today, answering most of the questions that you have repeatedly asked me over the last 6 days. So all those are there. We'll have another Q&A next week, because this Q&A will undoubtedly create more questions. We'll keep answering your questions until you know and you can make a decision in what you want to do. Of course, next week we'll also give you a guide on registration, how to register, where to register, what registration means, about uplines, about sponsors, and all those kind of things that can be so confusing in a multi-level marketing organization. They shouldn't be confusing, hey, but we're people. We confuse everything. So next week's all about registration and further questions. The Monday after, registration opens at midday. You can become a pioneer of the business, a founding member in the first 24 hours, and that will carry benefits that will have its own elite level of prestige. So be part of that if you want to. Again, I'm not here to tell you it's the greatest opportunity I've ever seen, because like I told you last Friday, I found the greatest opportunity I had ever seen 18 years ago. And unfortunately, things went wrong there for various reasons, as we know, and well documented, and there's no reason to look back. But what we're trying to create here is not an absolute replica of that, but learning from some of those mistakes to take us forward to make this the real people's franchise. You know, one thing I always wanted to do was to have a partnership with people. I bleated on about that for months and years, about having a partnership, about being on the same level, about connecting with people, that you're not just a number, not just a commodity, that you actually belong in an organization and you get what you deserve, not just there to build uplines and organizations for other people. That is never, ever going to happen. What we're going to do is have a people's franchise where retail does remain king, but the shelf we sit on is multi-level marketing. Retail is king, of course it is. Kleeneze was built by people able to retail products like that. That's how it was built. I'm sorry to say this and it'll annoy people, but it won't be the first time, because I often do annoy people. Our business, although had a backbone of multi-level marketing, and we all know that, it was the retail that built our organization. It was pure, honest retail done by the thousands and thousands of people that came through Kleeneze's doors. That's what built the organization. And think about it, that's where it originated. That's where it started. It started with selling brushes and it went on to a wider range of products, but it was always retail. So why wouldn't we have an organization that rewards the retailer, the people who do the difficult part of the business, if you can call it that, but the part that builds the rest of it. So we will reward those people, like I've told you. There's more information about that in the Q&A. So just remember that. It's about partnership, like I've always wanted that. I don't want anybody to ever feel a number. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're a commodity. And if they ever feel like that, I'd rather they weren't in the organization, because I want people to feel like they are people, that they're not just part of a huge system, that even though they may have a distributor number, they're not actually a number. They're a real person in a real business making real income in a compensation plan that they can really understand. Let's face it, nobody except myself and a couple of us understood the previous compensation plan. So why not create one that you can get immediately when you see it, instead of magically wondering how the bonus is ever calculated? So like I've said, there will be more in the Q&A, which will be live at 6:30 today on the VivaMK website. That's www.vivamk.com, as you probably already know. Registration, as I've said, opens Monday, 25th of June. We'll answer more questions next week, and we'll keep doing that until everybody is informed. But just bear this in mind. We are starting small. I might have tried to give you some big numbers there with 1 million bottles and 7 acres of land, but that's for the future. Today, we will start small, but that's not a negative. Surely anything like our business has got to start small. The foundations have got to be built. This isn't an easy task to do. You know, look how many people tried and then never came through. Look how many people wanted to join us on this journey, and one by one, they fell by the wayside, because these things aren't easy. And it's only the support that I had from you individuals that kept the dream going, the idea alive, and really the passion to succeed in this program. Because, you know, when you see it from my side and you see the support that there has been in the last few months through all the roller coaster ride that we've been through, I am certain every individual watching now, or whoever watches this video, would have done exactly the same. Relentless, never ever give up, never ever look back, and never ever quit that dream, because I'm afraid the world is full of people that quit their dreams. And as you know, for those of you who know me well, I have never ever been one to do that. I've never been one to listen to the dogs barking. I will never stop in my tracks to throw stones at the little scoundrels. Let them bark. That's what dogs do. I'm not going to do that. I'm never going to tear other people's buildings down. There's some incredible businesses out there, and I'm proud of the people that are making something in them. Great news and congratulations to them. Those buildings can stand tall. I'm just going to build ours taller, that's all. I'm not going to tear theirs down. And that's not taking anything away from anybody. So I don't want to keep you for long, because I know you get a lot of videos from a lot of people. And the last thing I want to do is just become another video monkey that puts out a video every other day. It doesn't work like that. I'll give you all the information when I get it. I know you bombard me with questions, because all I have done since Friday, 6 o'clock last week, is answer your messages. I think that's the busiest I have been in my entire career. I kid you not. But you know what? It's all worth it. And we will make sure that we have a business that we can all be proud of, where retail is king, that MLM is understandable, in a business that's straightforward, and here's that word, duplicatable. Giving your customers the products they want, when they want them, and in a consistent supply. So the idea that you gave me, Satwinder, all that time ago, Captain Boom, it's worked. And here we are. And I've answered this on the Q&A as to why the launch is staggered. Well, firstly, I've been staggering ever since I launched it last Friday. I don't think we've stopped. But the staggered launch is simply because I want to get it right. You know, you can't just create a brand new company out of nothing from a standing start and, you know, go it all at once. Let's take our time, let's do it slowly, and we will get it right. You will have that Christmas catalogue. I'll give you the precise date when it will be in August. We'll give you that. That's answered in the Q&A as well. We'll give you a teaser catalogue in July, just to prove to you that the constant supply of products will be there, regardless of what you order, how much you order, and how often you order it. So I think that's about it, about all from me. All I guess I want to say is thank you to everybody. Your support has been phenomenal. I've never known anything like it. I thought that we would have some support for the project, but not the support we had. But then I guess there's a lot of passionate people out there that want a simple business that we all understand and that wants to partner with people, because that's all I want to do. We're all equals, we're partners, and I want to treat you like that and give you what you deserve from a business, like I keep saying, is simple to understand, straightforward to operate, and very, very duplicatable. And never, ever, for the rest of my days, will I ever have to try and explain to anybody what the hell a hub charge is. Anyway, thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. Go and get the Q&A, which should be live any minute now. I think it's about 6 minutes away. That will raise more questions, and we will answer those next week. And as I will answer all the registration questions. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. And to have your support is the only reason that this project is going ahead. There is no other reason. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.